As the discussion unfolded, tension hung thick in the air. Mitchell's confidence soared as he voiced his unwavering determination.
Young master, trust me. I will definitely defeat Zane Martel and become the Dragon Envoy of Newland. I'll make sure to support you when the time comes.
Mitchell's conviction was resolute, convinced of his inevitable victory over Zane Martel. But Jacob Costa remained unmoved by their optimism. The significance of the Five Elements divine tree weighed heavily on his mind, refusing to gamble its fate. Meanwhile, Zane Martel seized the moment to provoke with a smirk, his disappointment feigned, but his intent clear.
Looks like the Dragon Envoy of Fushea is a coward after all. You've already secured my consent, yet you hesitate to let go of the Five Elements divine tree.
Jacob Costa's expression turned grave as he silently deliberated, his decision pivotal in the unfolding drama. The tension escalated as Zane Martel's taunts cut through the air, aimed directly at Mitchell's resolve.
Are you afraid that your minion will lose to me, a mere cultivator at the 7th stage of the expert level? How disappointing. To think the dignified Dragon Envoy of Fushea is nothing but a coward.
With deliberate flair, Zane turned his back on them, his words dripping with disdain.
Forget it. It's beneath me, the Dragon Envoy of Newland, to waste my time on a coward subordinate.
Meanwhile, the discussion heated up, voices growing louder and harsher.
Young master, just give me the go-ahead. I'll never lose to him. I promise I can defeat him within 10 moves.
Mitchell's plea was desperate, his determination unwavering despite the mounting pressure. Unseen to the others, Zane's smile twisted into a strange grin as Mitchell took the bait. Yet Jacob Costa remained a picture of deliberation, his meticulous nature guiding every decision with caution. Jacob Costa's hesitation was palpable, his mind wrestling with the potential consequences of Mitchell's challenge.
Even with a 1 in 10,000 chance of failure, I can't risk it.
After a prolonged silence, Jacob Costa's announcement cut through the tension like a dull blade.
Zane Martel, if you're so confident, let's settle it. No need to wager my 5 Elements divine tree. Just face Mitchell in combat.
The crowd's reaction was swift and condemning, their frustration audible. Many cursed Jacob Costa's inconsistency. How could he push for bets on the Dragon Envoy of Newland's title in Newland space, but refuse to stake his own 5 Elements divine tree? It seemed shameless and illogical. Zane Martel's smirk froze, his patience wearing thin as Jacob Costa persisted.
I really want to knock some sense into you, Jacob Costa.
Despite his irritation, Zane restrained himself.
All right, fine. I won't use Newland space or the Dragon Envoy title as stakes.
Jacob Costa's refusal was met with thunderous disbelief.
No, if you lose, you're not strong enough to be the Four Sides Dragon Envoy.
The crowd's murmurs grew louder, emotions running high.
Someone stop me. I'm about to teach that shameless Jacob Costa a lesson.
Go ahead, no one's stopping you.
Amidst the chaos, Mitchell pleaded desperately with Jacob Costa.
Please reconsider, young master. Don't let Zane Martel walk away with the title.
Zane Martel, frustrated beyond words, decided it wasn't worth his time.
Forget it. This is a waste of my time. I'm out.
With that, Zane turned to leave, disdain evident in his every step. Mitchell, fearing the worst, continued to plead with Jacob Costa, desperate to salvage the opportunity.
Young master, just promise him I won't lose. You know my strength. Don't you have any confidence in me?
Mitchell's plea was earnest, his determination clear as he appealed to Jacob Costa.
I won't get another chance to become the Dragon Envoy of Newland if we miss this opportunity. And the thing you desire, young master, is...
Despite his caution, Jacob Costa began to waver under Mitchell's insistence.
All right, Zane Martel, I agree, but we must duel at the dragon slaying stage immediately. Otherwise, I won't agree to your terms.
Zane Martel paused, concealed from view, a sly smile spreading across his face. He couldn't help but admire Jacob Costa's shrewdness. By insisting on an immediate duel, Jacob hoped to prevent Zane Martel from gaining strength and potentially causing Mitchell's defeat, thus forfeiting the 5 Elements divine tree. With Jacob Costa's reluctant agreement, Zane Martel seized the opportunity to set the terms.
All right. Then let it be known to all present. If I lose, I will relinquish the title of Dragon Envoy of Newland and the Newland space. But if you lose, your 5 Elements divine tree belongs to me.
The declaration sent a surge of excitement through the crowd.
Did you hear that? This is going to be one epic battle.
Without delay, Zane Martel, Mitchell, and their entourage hurried to the dragon-slaying stage. The dragon-slaying stage, crafted from the roots of an ancient tree, stood as a testament to the Carlton Dragon Palace's storied history. It was a place where disputes were settled with fierce combat, the ring rumored to withstand any blow without showing a trace. As they approached, anticipation hung thick in the air, everyone eager for the showdown to unfold. The dragon-slaying stage, spanning 200 meters wide, set the dramatic backdrop for Zane Martel and Mitchell's confrontation. As they faced off, tension mounted palpably.
Zane Martel, you've fallen into my trap. Soon, everything you possess will be mine.
And how can you be so sure you're not the one ensnared in a trap?
Me? I'll defeat you in 10 moves. Take this.
A dark cloud of smoke billowed from Mitchell, enveloping him completely before dissipating into nothingness.
Mitchell vanished.
They say Mitchell's strength is legendary. Had he not yielded to Jacob Costa, he might have claimed the title of Dragon Envoy of Fushea.
Is he truly that formidable?
The crowd buzzed with speculation, captivated by the unexpected turn of events on the dragon-slaying stage. As the black fog encased the entire dragon-slaying stage, Zane Martel was completely cocooned inside. Within, lightning flashed, thunder rumbled, and a storm raged. Seeing this, Jacob Costa produced a chair from his storage ring and sat in the middle of the stage, watching everything in front of him. The way he saw it, if nothing unexpected happened, it would be a cinch for Mitchell to defeat Zane Martel. But something unexpected might happen, and that was his chief concern. It couldn't be helped, since he was staking the 5 Elements Divine Tree. In the Fushea space, the 5 Elements Divine Trees were dense and dominated the forest. Despite that, even if he was forced to relinquish one such precious tree to another person, it would still leave him lying awake at night, grieving his loss. Losing, therefore, was not an option for Mitchell.
Zane Martel, can you still find me now? Good God, how are you going to fight with me if you can't even pinpoint my position? Kiss your victory goodbye.
Mitchell's sneering voice kept coming from the air. He had turned his body into misty rain, hidden in this space. His speed was so fast that ordinary people couldn't spot it at all. A bolt of lightning condensed and turned into a long spear, shooting toward Zane Martel. Zane Martel struck out a streak of sword energy and instantly perished together with the long spear. More and more thunder and lightning spears rained down on the stage. Various types of thunder spears, ice balls, and rain arrows were gathered in the air as they ruthlessly aimed for Zane Martel. As Zane Martel used his sword energy to defend himself, he searched for Mitchell's location.
I did not expect that Mitchell's attack would be so dense. He isn't giving Zane Martel the slightest chance to catch his breath. Looks like his days as the Dragon Envoy of Newland are coming to an end now.
I couldn't have said it better myself. If I were him, I wouldn't have agreed to a fight. Oh, wouldn't it have been nice for him to just settle down nicely in the seat of the Dragon Envoy of Newland and steer clear of any challenge?
They began to feel pity for Zane Martel. He was about to lose his title even before he had enough time to warm up the seat.
Human Emperor's palm.
A palm flew out and swept away all the attacks in front of him, grabbing hold of a dark cloud in front of him. The dark clouds had dissipated. Still, Mitchell was nowhere to be found.
It's useless, Zane Martel. I trained in the sky phenomenon technique, which allows my body to transform into a natural element. Your attacks are completely powerless against me. This time, the Dragon Envoy of Newland is mine.
Mitchell couldn't suppress the excitement in his heart and laughed out loud.
Then I'll defeat you in 1 move.
Zane Martel's expression changed. He pounded his chest with both hands and a low roar erupted from his throat.
Dragon Ape transformation.
Zane Martel's body immediately expanded to 50 meters tall. He had transformed into a monstrous Ghost King Dragon Ape.
What kind of monster is this?
What a terrifying aura.
The crowd was shocked, and even Jacob Costa's face became more serious. But soon he regained his composure, even relief. He had assumed that Zane Martel must have kept something up his sleeve. At first, he had still been puzzled as to why Zane Martel would have readily agreed to the challenge. But now that he had seen Zane Martel's trump card, a huge boulder was off his chest. Mitchell's body movement and cultivation method were so incredibly fast that it was almost impossible for Zane Martel to catch Mitchell if he had transformed into the Ghost King Dragon Ape. On the stage, bolts of lightning and all sorts of attacks landed heavily on Zane Martel's body, emitting a series of loud bangs. With such a huge body, the Ghost King Dragon Ape suddenly became a living target, a sitting ape.
Defeating me in one move, your sense of humor is marvelous. Take this.
The continuous attacks fell on the body of the Ghost King Dragon Ape. However, Zane Martel remained unmoved. The willpower in his mind began to surge toward the mysterious vertical eye between his eyebrows. At that moment, his dark eyes rolled a few times before finally locking onto Mitchell in the void.
Colorless world.
A black light column, which seemed to transcend space and time, shot out from the vertical eye between the eyebrows of the Ghost King Dragon Ape. From the moment it shot out, it laser focused and went on a straight trajectory toward Mitchell's body. A 2-meter wide space appeared. In the space, everything, including the color of Mitchell's body, was removed and turned into a black and white world. Even time and space were frozen. The Ghost King Dragon Ape pounded its chest and swept out its powerful arm the size of a hill, slugging Mitchell. Mitchell turned into a meteor and fell from the sky, crashing heavily into the center of the ring. However, the tough dragon-slaying stage did not create a deep pit like before. Zane Martel punched down again. At this time, the entire stage began to shake, and the ground suddenly sank. The colorless world's effect dissipated at the same time as the surrounding smoke did.
What's going on?
Who on earth won?
Everyone was shocked and curious. The Ghost King Dragon Ape raised his arm slightly, revealing Mitchell, who had been beaten into a meat pulp under his fist. Under Zane Martel's attack, all the bones in Mitchell's body were broken. Not only that, but his skull was almost shattered. All of his teeth fell off, his hands and feet were deformed, and his skin was cracked. Red blood oozed out, dyeing his whole body red. Dead silence reigned in the surrounding. Everyone was stunned.
In one move, Zane Martel killed Mitchell in one move? How is this possible? Mitchell is a man whose capability could allow him to become the Dragon Envoy of Fushia.
Oh my god, this is beyond the realm of normal.
What?
Jacob Costa jumped up from his chair, and his expression changed drastically. Mitchell had been defeated. In fact, the reason why Zane Martel had been able to subdue Mitchell in one move was partly because his strength was indeed very strong. On the other hand, it was because Mitchell had underestimated his opponent and had not taken Zane Martel seriously at all. He had thought that he would. Jacob Costa jumped up from his chair and his expression changed drastically. Mitchell had been defeated. In fact, the reason why Zane Martel had been able to subdue Mitchell in one move was partly because his strength was indeed very strong. On the other hand, it was because Mitchell had underestimated his opponent and had not taken Zane Martel seriously at all. He had thought that he would be able to easily take down Zane Martel, even if he did not use all his strength. He did not expect that he had actually confronted a man who had humbled him and shown him what real power was. Zane Martel had returned to his human form. He looked down at Jacob Costa and spoke with a smile on his face.
I won, Jacob Costa. Hand over the 5 Elements Divine Tree.
Jacob Costa was so angry that his whole body was trembling. He had factored in every possible scenario that could go wrong, but not the likelihood that Zane Martel's strength was far beyond his wildest expectation. He lost his 5 Elements Divine Tree just like that. Jacob Costa felt a twinge of pain. However, with so many people present, he couldn't go back on his word.
Humph, I'll hold up my end of the bet. Follow me.
With that said, Jacob Costa began to fly toward the Fushia space.
So what are we going to do with this, man?
Zane Martel pointed at the badly mutilated Mitchell and said,
Humph. He lost to a good-for-nothing like you, which makes him lower than a good-for-nothing. This kind of good-for-nothing even made me lose the 5 Elements Divine Tree. Dying is a mercy to him.
Jacob Costa left without looking at Mitchell. Zane Martel decided to do the same. He hadn't killed him. Mitchell could recover after lying in bed for a few years.
Let's go and join in the fun.
The others also followed them.